Alright, and we are live, I believe. Let me... I'm obsessed with the audio. Okay, good. Correct audio is being used. Turn the volume down a bit. Yes. Alright, and we are live. Let me switch over to where I can see. Hello. Today might be the day that the asset refactor starts showing fruit, as in we might get back some of the functionality we had before. Hello YouTube chat, how goes it? Let me see if Twitch is even alive. Okay, yeah, Twitch is alive. It just, the stream wasn't showing. You will notice I'm trying out a different headset today, because it is in the title, and pretty obvious on my face. Just to see, so, before I bought the Apple Vision Pro, I can't remember if I had a Quest 3 yet or not. I feel like I had a Quest 2 at the time. But then I lost my Quest 2 at the last MIT Reality Hack, and I needed to buy a Quest, because Quest is the headset that you develop for in the current market. So bought a Quest 3, and I remember at some point I realized, hey, the lenses on the Quest 3 are actually really, really good. I probably didn't need to buy the $3,000 plus Apple Vision Pro, because this headset is good enough. But since I have the Apple Vision Pro, I was like coping, of course, in like forcing myself to use it. But I'm like, you know what? I just bought new headband for the Quest 3, so it's actually nice. So let's see if I would actually be able to use this for a desktop replacement as a monitor. So we're not using anything fancy, just virtual desktop, which I usually just use for streaming PC VR to this headset. But I mean, I'm right there with you. I also main PC VR stuff. I don't do too much standalone VR gaming, even though I might now with the head strap. We'll see. I mean, it's it's a very expensive headset that once you've bought it, it loses a lot of its resale value because nobody else wants to buy one. So if you did buy one, you better be using it. But, like, I'll be honest, there's something weird about the lenses in the AVP that, like, makes my eyes feel physically weird, that I don't get on the Quest 3. Now, the resolution is very, like, visibly slightly lower, but I can still read all this text fine. Like, let me actually decrease the text size until, like, I'm not really able to read it. Okay, there I think it might just be that it's too small on the screen itself, but like, I can still read the vast majority of that, but I'm probably guessing at like a 20th of the words, or letters. Up there is maybe comfortable, but like, yeah, the pancake lenses on this is pretty good. I did not mean to, there we go. I mean, it isn't really the most phone screen of streams. We'll bump it up a ton. For the phone screens, of course. I can see just fine. But, right, what was I doing? Right. We are, I believe we're on the home stretch. I'm just, like, mopping up random errors here and there. I know for certain that we're going to need to write more serializers, but yeah, we have an issue where I changed up how the like OK class works. So that's going to cause some issues. So which file is this in? So to sum up what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going through stuff, like files one by one, trying to clean up all the compiler errors, trying to get it to run, and from there we'll see what actually is left to be done, because I'm at that stage where I've gotten most of everything done and working. In short, we have a good amount of all the pipelines except for like we don't have OpenXR support yet. That's one of the next things. And we don't have scripting in the engine yet, which is something that would be good to have. But we're still, in terms of earliness, very early. Even though like I'm years into the projects, I would still classify it as early. Like, it's still going to be a couple years until stuff can actually be built on top of it. Next, okay, so UUID is still, this is C++. Let's see, which is complaining? Runtime error is not a member of standard. I don't even know where runtime error is getting referenced. 85? Oh, there it is. I guess we'll just do include exception. I've had one for a while. I'm just trying it out as the yeah, as the headset to stream from. Okay, come on. Runtime error is in the exception class, right? Or header? Maybe it isn't. Standard except. Oh, well, it's not showing any diagnostics now, so might be working now. Yep, there we go. That error is gone. Honestly, C# is one of the most ergonomics. Haven't seen you live in a hot minute. I think I was live. Was it? I've been going live almost every single day. Maybe it's just a different time zone thing. No, I've been live at this time semi-recently. I did take a huge break during CES, though. Was not streaming then. That is an interesting question. I am, to like semi-answer the question right now, I'm using an AI background removal tool right now, and it obviously can tell that like my silhouette is that of a human. So yeah, it's able to tell that it's at least able to tell that I'm the focus of the video, and that it should cut me out. So not too much hope there from escaping robot overlords. I might be able to convince them that I'm one of them, though. Maybe we can turn it into like a Bonework situation where it's like, oh, see, I am robot. I am controlling the human flesh. I'm just a head crab. Are you a sweat in VR? What do you mean by a sweat in VR? I actually don't play too many competitive games, unless you can call Beat Saber a competitive game, in which case I have done a little bit of competitive Beat Saber. Nothing too serious. I've run into people who are very competitive Beat Saber, and they are scary. Thank you. I'm hoping it to be similar to a Unity experience, but better. Of course, better than Unity. The bar is simultaneously high and low of being better than Unity. Unity is actually a pretty decent development experience. It's just infuriating at times. Indeed. That was one of the ones where, like, on my Vive controllers, I had this specific way that you, like, wrap the hand strap through the Vive mote, so that you can, like, put your fingers through it when you're holding it weird. I still kind of miss the Vive remotes a little bit. Let's see it. Serialized data H353. Initializing cannot convert from output serializer T and result H21. That would be this. See, I wish I could just do this, but then suddenly it's not able to tell the difference between the two. And it's like, dude, use this one when this one doesn't work. But of course it's not smart enough for that. Is there something like a gun stock but for swords and stuff? I've seen like hilt controllers. Like, do you just sweat for no reason in general VR usage? Nope. I like very much don't sweat at all. Like, I used to mow lawns in 114 degree feels like weather as my main job. So like I sweat when I do that, but when I'm inside, no. Full body tracking or full body estimation? Of course full body tracking. Why would I prefer estimation? Cannot convert from output serializer to output serializer. That's the thing where maybe I just need to do a maybe I need to do a specialization of this. Can I do a specialization of this where you say okay T reference? No. Well, actually, would this work? No, because I need the input type to be... Well, actually, no. Specializations work for, like... Maybe that would work. Fluid tracking is way too expensive. Well, I guess if you don't already have an index, it can be expensive to get like the base stations and everything, but it's cheaper than a headset to get everything, or the same as, and depending on the Quest pricing of the month, it's the same or cheaper than a Quest. Yeah, I'm gonna see if that fixes if this even works as a specialization. Right. My navigation commands don't work when I'm in that window. Yep, ignoring. It looks like it built further, though. That's promising. Cannot include file. Editor assembly asset. Ah! From where? Entities window? This is like what I'm talking about with just trying to build brings up the errors. So this would be in Windows. And then under Entities window. Interesting that Entities window would be the first one. So yeah, assembly assets don't exist anymore. Are you gonna bring some people onto development at some point? Yep. Alright, see ya, Lunaria? Is that who's in your name? Yeah, I'll see you around. Gonna bring some other people onto development at some point. I do plan to. There's already a couple people here and there who have been doing pull requests. But once the foundation of the project gets into a more solid position and I actually find some source of funds, then yes, I do plan to hire and bring people on fully. In multi-change, display asset entities, and multi-change. We have a display. Oh, this is like the side menu. It's not quite ready, in my opinion, for a Kickstarter. And the other like side effect of Kickstarters is people want you to get it done a lot faster than otherwise, and a big thing of this project is I don't want to rush it. I had a hair fall on my face. And that's also why I'm not like super interested in investment. Is simply because I don't want to rush the project. And with a Kickstarter, it's like there's an expectation to give to like get something back as fast as possible. And I mean, of course you can Star Citizen it, which this project probably will turn into a little bit of a Star Citizen. But yeah. I don't really want to Star Citizen in the same way that Star Citizen is Star Citizen. That makes sense. Okay, so to refactor this window, I would need to finish refactoring assembly sources, which I have not done. Which means we might just pull a comment out everything. Indeed, I have it linked in the description if you want to check out who makes it. With a CC attribution, I have to attribute. So we'll keep the focus here, but I think I'm going to... So here's the thing, is... we can't focus on one asset anymore because each source can point to multiple assets, and we focus on asset sources as opposed to specific assets, so I have to figure out a different paradigm to do this. But that should fix the errors in this file at the very least. And the next one will be another editor, select project window. What's wrong with the select project window? What's under tracked value? Why is tracked value getting serialized? That's not really a game engine feature so much as like a feature implemented on top of a game engine, unless you're doing something really funky and different. Like, it can be a game engine. So that's the problem with a lot of AI features, is they don't make sense as core to the game engine features. Yeah. And even if you're doing local AI, that's still something that could be built onto the engine itself, or not onto the engine itself, but on top of the engine with like compute shaders and whatnot. I guess, well, for like what I'm creating, maybe at some point you need some sort of compute API you can load local AIs into, but as long as it's still like the paradigm of API keys and whatnot, then yeah, it doesn't really make sense for that to be a core engine feature. Though, this is actually something I've thought about, is like, oh, everybody like wants to have AI native editors, but all I see is like AI plugins for editors upon plugins, but none of them are like actually embedded in the engine, so it doesn't really make sense, right? But one idea I did have for that I considered, like, I'm still very loosely considering for Brane Engine, is making every, and this would happen, I would actually do this refactor when I was refactoring the UI, because I want all the engine UI to use the same system as the in-game UI, so it's kind of like dog fooding, making sure that UI is good. But I was thinking, what if you made every single action inside of the editor also executable through a command line prompt, and also any information you're able to get from the GUI, you're also able to get inside the command prompt. Therefore, you'd then be able to write command line scripts to do actions inside of the editor, and you would be able to hook that up into an LLM. And now you have built an editor from the ground up to be compatible with an AI workflow. So you could say, hey, show me where this setting is, and then it would like run whatever console commands, then focus on that setting in the editor, and it could even like give you a brief like explanation of what the different parts of that setting do. It's more of like a tool rather than doing stuff for you, even though that system would make it a lot easier for it to do stuff for you. And I wrote somewhat of a proof of concept for that in Rust, though I was new enough in Rust that it's like a tree data structure, and tree data structures are an absolute pain in that language. But that's an idea I might revisit in the future. And like actually AI enabled UI. As very much a focus on like enabling creators rather than replacing them, though, because that's like that's the iffiness there. And I would also want it to run on a local model instead of anything remote, because I have a powerful enough PC to run local models, and I'm just not interested in paying the cost that it would be to run something like that. Yeah. I've talked to some people working on AI NPC stuff. They have some very impressive things. There's a project in VR chat one guy is running as like a social experiment where he has just a room open with a pretty realistic AI. And he has like some crazy workarounds he has to do to get that thing working. But it's a very cool project. I might try to get him his help on some like future projects. Right. Let's figure out why tracked value isn't working. Oh, wrong button. Let's call it complaining about 89. Lock. Dependent name is not a type. Dependent name is not a type. If I go to mutex, there's the public lock class. And it is public. Indeed, debugging is fun, and it's what we're going to be doing for a bit here. Let's try running again. Did I change anything since the last run? I don't know if I did. Block dependent name is not a type. Prefix with type name to indicate a type. It has been so long since I've gotten something working on the first try. You literally just put type name on it. If it's like a template. It's one of those weird errors where you're like, why is error? Why error? Like, I just throw that on there. And boom, it works now. Boom, it works now. Indeed. See, versioned JSON CPP cannot include JSON versioner. Oh. Was that required for that to work at all? I guess, yeah, since it was pretty tightly built with that. I guess I just... Not JSON serializer, JSON version? Oh. Version to JSON. That's what I'm looking for. Here we go. Yeah, version tracker. Oh, this is in testing. Utility testing. We don't need to test this anymore. We're deleting it. Goodbye. Utility version JSON. OnChildBack function does not take 0 arguments. Tracked object 31. Let's see, was it CPP or H? I will eventually write actual stuff for it. Wait a second, why am I doing OnChildBack from onNewChange? Did I just copy and paste this without... Back, forward... Yeah, I just copied and pasted that without paying attention. Yeah. Okay. Event inner does not have overloaded member arrow operator. In event H. From tracked object CPP. 11? Event callback. I'm not using the arrow operator here. Event enter does not have an overloaded operator arrow. Declaration of event, editor action type, event inner. Maybe this is a template. Well, it is a template. And the destructor is using an arrow operator for some reason. There it is. Event handle paired pointer lock and then Yup, that's because there are many. Let me make sure the AI noise blocking is actually on. So yeah, it should be actually on. And should be blocking all of that. I was about to make like a comment under my breath that I'm glad it's working. But apparently, it isn't. Because this should be using NVIDIA Broadcast. Which, wait a second, do I have other mics on here? Nope. It should be fully hidden. But nope. They are too loud. Yeah. That's one of the inspirations behind Brane Engine is like, what technology stack would I need for like an anime-esque MMO? Because I think the instant somebody sees SAO in VR, they're gonna be like, oh, this is the thing I've been waiting for to get into VR. And then they will get into VR. And it will hopefully live up to expectations, right? Or not hopefully, it will. I will make it. It must. The VR must survive. Okay, so it was event interaction type does not have arrow operator. Oh, it's because when we lock it, it's saying that. But when I lock it, when you call lock on this, it returns a lock, and there's an arrow operator for the lock, which is what I'm trying to use as that arrow operator. And somehow this arrow operator missed when I fixed all of the arrow operators. Which mutex is this? Regular mutex? I thought I had fixed this already. It changed at least 3 of these already. Not the standard forward. Remove reference. No accept. Forward. I was really hoping forward could be like the magic function that always works. But apparently not. We'll have to stick with move for now. See, I keep hearing people talk about like the Neuralink as if it's going to be a great for VR thing. The problem with the Neuralink is it's output only, no input. And the main thing for me with VR is input. Like that's the main focus on VR is input. Like me being able to see things and like haptics and touch things. So unless we can get input as well as output from that device, I don't see it being very big for VR. Like, yeah, now all of a sudden you can input stuff good. Like, maybe we don't need VR haptics. Aside for blind people, that would be a good step in the right direction. But that's kind of like you put a mesh on the back of your brain, and then you're good. You're good to go. Okay, this looks more promising. We got tons of build. Well, see, if you do it over the spine, now you still need to wear a VR headset because your spine doesn't interact with your eyes at all. Maybe if you have one big, like, implant that goes, like, in your spine, but also on the back of your head. Because, like, your eyesight is the back of your head. And then taste, I don't know where taste goes through. Taste is a big one where, like, if I have a neural implant, I want taste and smell. Would just be reading for how you want the avatar body to move. Okay, fair. You get all of that. Return cannot convert from const shared pointer to const t pointer. In interactive value h 68. Oh yeah. Do I do that anywhere else? Need to do it here too. Something like a safe headset-sized MRI should do something, right? There you're running into the same input and output problem of you can't really input things into the brain unless you are literally microwaving a person's brain, and then you actually run into the concern of SIOing people, intentionally or unintentionally. And also the problem of there's noise between your skull and the actual brain. Implants are probably the way, like, direct uplink VCIs are going to happen. If they do happen. Like, it's definitely going to be through uplinks. Like, just directly wired in. Alright, that should be fixed. So, good news and bad news. The good news is I made SAO a reality. The bad news is I did it too accurately. I too can't wait for the large tech company Brane implant. Me when I see someone else do SAO. No, it should have been me! Lock is not a member of shared pointer mutex event. An event H65. Are we in event H right now? No, we're in track value. Is this an utility event? Yes. Now that should work. Because this didn't throw an error, but this did. Me when I get jaded from VR and put a metal plate in my head so nobody can ever put a headset on me. Fallbacks is not a member of mutex event editor action type in Unity event 66. Fallbacks. Wait a second, if I just called lock, Does event inner have a mutex? No. Oh, wait. Of event... Editor action type. I think that's the wrong type for this inner to be. This should be a lock of type event inner, or rather mutex event inner or maybe the type is just cut off. Okay, yeah, it is. Callbacks is not a member of lock. So this is actually correct. And this needs to not be a member, but treated as a pointer. See, this is what happens when you do a ton of programming without trying to actually compile it. Like, week of programming. We use a particle accelerator to shoot signals into the brain. This seems safe. And not like that one dude who actually did have that happen to him once. And didn't tell anything until his... Didn't like his body liquefy or something? Or he slowly died of radiation poisoning because his epigenome just got nuked. Are we still in Event H? We are. Event H seems to not be having fun. That's a separate guy. The one who had his head in the collider just had a hole in his head. Okay. The term does not evaluate to a function taking one argument. What do you mean the... Wait, why am I storing this as a reference when this is copying it? Does not evaluate. Term does not evaluate to a function taking one arguments. $67. Not evaluate to a function taking one argument, so it's not this function because it doesn't need to take any arguments, but callbacks. We have a pair of event handle ID and event callback. Since this is a pair, or should be a pair, here I can make this a reference again. And then here, let's capture F instead. Oh, the next 4 years are going to be so interesting. That's the one thing everybody can agree on. Cannot convert from initializer list to event editor action type handle. Yes. Yep. I mean, some people say Florida isn't the US. It's like, but yeah. They don't claim Florida. But we are here, and they can't get rid of us. Not convert from initializer list to handle. Do I need to put an explicit initializer here? I do, don't I? Is this a handle for an event? Oh, right. For subscribing to events. That should solve the problem of the inner not working. Potentially. Cannot convert from T to T pointer in mutex H. Ah. No, this is the one that was going to cause problems. I feel like I've messed with those functions so many times, they should just work at this point. Let's see. Mutex inner lock cannot. Ooh. Cannot access private member declared in event inner lock. You mean the constructor? Yep, it means the constructor. Let me check to make sure I didn't do the same thing in the other lock. I did. Let's see if that fixed it. Oh, it looks like it did. Back to option, which has been fairly behaving itself so far. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Cannot convert from option shared pointer to option weak pointer. Huh? Maybe... Wait. What? This is supposed to return option T. This is the map function, so its entire purpose is to cast stuff. Return cannot convert from option shared pointer to option weak pointer. Why does it... Where is this being called from? Tracked object 6. Oh, there it is. Value or default. To weak pointer. Yeah, that should be working fine. Cannot convert from option shared pointer. To weak pointer. Do you have any plans for security and user content? The people will sneak any malware they can into the grid. Right now, the plan is to make scripting as sandboxed as possible, and that's the main thing you can do, is just make malware as not possible as possible. And other than that, give people a lot of options on if they run, like, actually load people's avatars, or, and then it's a decision of what world you go to. Because, like, some worlds will always be trying to malware you. Cannot convert from constant shared pointer to const t. Tracked value. Oh, did that actually fix it? Manually setting the return type of that? Okay. Tracked value 68. Is it H or CPP? It's H. This value is value is a shared pointer. So I should just be able to say, yeah, right? Oh, oh. Do I have caps lock on? I did. The goal is to have all content be made in the engine. Yes. I do plan to experiment with conversion tools from other engines, but that would be like you convert it to this engine and then you use the engine to polish it up, and then it's like content built also with Brane Engine. Because having one unified tech stack just makes the most sense to me, and also just in general makes everything more cohesive and easier to work with long term. Not short term, but long term definitely. Alright, we're making steady progress here. We're building at least half the compile targets now. Like, tracked value successfully compiled this time. Let's set select a widget. Ooh, a new error. And I'm almost certain that... Oh, joy. Yeah, I don't have an easy solution for this. I think for now, we'll just convert this back to the ID. See if there's any other errors in here. Nope. That was the only one. And then the next error was... X memory. Event handle ID, no user dev, event H. Specifically 34. That is a class. A compiling template member function there. Oh, it's a problem like ID not working? add listener. User defined. Oh. Quality, no conversion from constant type to standard. Pair event editor action type. Function void editor action type. More things about no user defined conversions. But it's claiming that the first compiling the destructor. So add listener is the first time that the destructor is called in here. This should just return a, yeah, unsigned long. So if it's complaining about that, quality operator should be fine, and then this remove listener is just erase that index. Wait. Isn't log listener, it's a vector. But we don't want to erase an index because it's not an index. Basically want to do a we want to do erase move if then log listeners begin log. Come on, iterators are so amazing, but C++ makes them so hard to work with. Then we just want to pass in say E for element for now. Then we want to remove if here, and we'll do a capture by reference here. If index is equal to E dot, and then wait, did I just do a byte index? Wait, this is logging. This isn't what I thought it was. Where am I in my code right now? Also, hello. Yeah, removing by index just doesn't work. Yeah, now when we add listener, the ID should be log listener ID counter, and then in here we can pass in ID, and then the move callback. That way, if they get removed out of order, it doesn't explode the entire system. And now here I can say .second. And this is actually an ID, not an index. Size t and function void. Oh no, this should be first. And now we should do f second. And I think that fixes all the potential errors in here, aside from potential race conditions. But we don't have too much multi-threading in the engine yet. It should be fine, right? It did not turn out to be fine, but he continued anyways. Logging isn't an important feature, right? No conversion from const type to standard event pair. Oh, wait. Where is this? Where is this? I know what problem is now. Before it's in here. If ID is not equal to, huh? Maybe it's in remove, erase if. Wait. Also, why is this going to that log? That remove listener when we want this remove listener here, which is the one that's causing errors. There's no equality operator between a pair of editor action type Do I want this to be a remove if? I think I want this to be a remove if. And if it's a remove if, I can just put it in here. Because this was trying to do the exact same thing as the other listener callback system, which I could probably replace that other editor callback system with this callback system, and it would have the mutex in there. Wait, did I not save the name of the stream? I didn't. So Twitch still has the old stream of like all-nighter. Which is not an all-nighter. For the one person who is watching on Twitch, I am sorry for clickbaiting you. To the stream element spot, I am sorry for clickbaiting you. Interactive value 97. Shared from this tracked value. Shared pointer tracked value T. No operator which takes right hand operator type shared pointer type. Ooh. Oh, I need to upcast this. Or just cast. Because that's going to be a pointer to a track type instead of a pointer to a tracked value. I'm going to static pointer cast this to tracked value of type T. Since we're doing shared from this, we always know what the value is going to be. So that should work, right? No right hand. This is the same exact error, except it's on 98 instead, which is this one. Or before is... Oop. My code navigation isn't working. It's just a type, and then value here is a mutex to the value. So I actually need to lock, and then you reference the lock. Track value 104. Track value. This is a pointer and must be treated as such. Option shared pointer does not have overload member operator. Okay, option track value 114 on new change. What is P? Parent? I should fix that. I love debugging templates by rebuilding the entire engine every time. Templates are amazing, except when they aren't. Got a little bit further. We got 2 lines of code further. Alright, because it's value, so is it just a reference? On child forward. Oh, did I miss a capitalization there? I did. Potentially compiled further, but I don't think it did. Ah, we went back to 101. We lost lines of code. Apparently not. Maybe in an instantiation somewhere, but we're like tens of templates deep right now. So probably wherever this is being instantiated is where it's catching it. But right within the actual file itself, it is apparently not. Also, hello as well. Or hi as well. Function style cast cannot convert from initializer list to editor action. Okay. Let me check if I have any explicitly defined. No. Did I remember to put actual context? Oh wait, I did an initializer list. This should... Yeah, context, forward action, back action. Cannot convert from initializer list. Fine, I'll make an actual constructor for it. Honestly, no editor I've used catches those errors. See, do I be lazy? And I'm very tempted to just be lazy here and I have. JetBrains was what I was using before my license ran out, and I decided, oh, I'll try looking cool on stream by using Vim. But even then, they still struggle with those really deeply nested template functions. So I enjoy templating. I'm gonna just inline this. It's a constructor. You can inline constructors. Because all we're gonna do here is say context is context. Forward action is forward action. And the back action is the back action. I don't know, maybe it did, and I just am not remembering it. But I remember it struggling and still having to do the dance with the compiler. Actually, that wouldn't have changed anything. I need to go back here and do this instead. Yeah, I tell people if you want to actually be productive, do use an actual IDE instead of Vim. Vim is purely mostly for looking cool. Like, it's nice. I like all the bindings, but I can put all the bindings into an actual editor. It is nice that it's like fully open source and cross-platform. But it takes a lot of effort to set up. Like, several weeks worth of effort to fully set up, when that doesn't make sense to most people. Like, you become completely unproductive while you figure out how to actually get it working. Because you can't figure out anything. Yeah. And if you don't want your hobby to be make your editor work at all, then should use something else. All right, asset indexer. Let's see what you have for me this time. Functional style cast cannot convert from... Wait a second. That the same error? It is the same error. Cannot convert from initial. I wrote the file, right? Yeah, it's still saying cannot convert from an initializer list to editor action. And I'm not using an initializer list anymore. No overloaded function. Could convert all the argument types. Could be editor action, shared pointer editor action. Oh wait. I did make unique there, not make shared. Or is that context supposed to be shared? Editor action. Shared pointer. Yeah, it is supposed to be shared, but it should also automatically be able to cast that, right? I mean, it would require a move, like an explicit move, I think. Oh, we got a different error. It's still asset indexer. Now it's mutex that's complaining. I just give up on function style casts, shouldn't I? They're causing me this much effort. No. You mean initializer list? It's not an initializer list. It's not a function style cast either. Cannot convert from initializer list to lock, but it Wait, shared lock. Very long template name messed me up. But that should work. Maybe. It's possible. The amount that it's needing to recompile every time seems smaller. No, we're still on asset indexer. 162. Still complaining. Shared lock needs a pointer to the value and a shared mutex reference. M is our shared mutex. Value is just the raw type, so this should create a pointer, meaning we should get a shared lock out of this. Now convert all the argument types. Here, we're going to full screen this so I can see the entire message. Cannot convert from initializer list to read-write mutex unordered map. All that boils down to just this shared lock at the end. That's the only important part since it is a member of that template. Shared lock. No overloaded function could convert all the argument types. Note could be this function here, which is what it's intended to be. Cannot convert argument 1 from constant t to t pointer. Oh. That would explain it. So do I need to yeah. Wait a second, why is there two different lock classes? Oh no, never mind. I'm tripping. So we will have a shared lock. We will call this const shared lock. And this will be a const t value. Which returns const. Wait a second. Because it's shared lock, it's always constant. Or type is always constant. So I can just do that, and it should be fine. Do I have a const lock? Just pass it in as const. This will probably error out and not work, so I might need to define a const lock. But that's an error for another day. Watch me immediately run into it. And again, if you want to follow Rust mutability rules, you can use a mutex to make a constant not const. 161. Let me guess. The exact same function. Yippee! Lock, see deduction of shared lock. Cannot access private member. Okay, that I can solve. Why did I get the error about the calling convention being, like, the members... Why did I get the error about the arguments to the function being wrong before I got the error about the function not having the right visibility? There we go. We're actually onto a new compile target. Because we fixed all the problems with my utility classes. Just CLang, well, not even CLangD things, that's MSVC things. Because I'm compiling with MSVC. Compatible pointer types, project. We'll just assume if this is, that's a dangerous assumption. I'll just throw an actual assert in here. So the program fully crashes. Yeah, and we don't have a way to search assets anymore, so the asset search widget isn't going to work. We especially won't have a way to search by type. Do I want to fix this yet, or do I want to get it compiling and then fix it later? I want to get it compiling and then fix it later. Because the place to put this in... rough estimate, very rough estimate, is like 6 months to a year. And that is a huge time span. Like 6 months is if everything goes perfectly. We'll see. And that's also like if I don't get distracted on any other projects, which I have potential to get distracted on other projects. I might get hired by a very cool company who actually wants to help out with the engine, but I would have to work on their things on occasion. Oh, wait. When the first release will be that people can actually use to build stuff in. When you say actually use to build stuff in, do you mean like stable? Because stable, that's not for several years. Unstable, like people can just build something and then it will break on the next version, that's like the 6 month to a year estimate. Do I need to like keep asset metadata in... Well, actually, I have asset location here. see. We can search. Search exported assets, and this will return a vector of asset location? I like the idea of this returning asset location. Instead of project, let's say indexer. Search exported assets. That's just a reference. Is computer science today's wizardry? I would say so. Optionally filter by type. And then let's see what I currently have search results. Oh, it is currently asset ID and file path. It actually works perfect to have this to be a asset. Whatever I called it. Asset location? Yeah, but it needs to be public. Now when we do also do this, and then here this needs to be source path, and then this needs to be ID. Oh. I like this solution. Now let's actually implement this. And this should be rather, well, we're gonna keep it simple. I don't have anything like fuzzy, I don't have any fuzzy finding algorithms or fuzzy search algorithms written yet. So we'll just do auto reference location in asset paths. Oh. Then we'll do if lock second dot source path string where's this one? Actually, the way that I should do this is check what I was doing before. And see, just in source editor Brane project search. So I did path as string. I just did find. String find. And we'll do that. And I guess this will even pop up for I'm getting Discord ping. Oh, right. What was I doing? Right. Not equal. If this doesn't equal an end pose, then actually want to say if name is empty or then asset or results push back location. Why do we no matching call? Oh, maybe it needs to be second. Should I join the ICXR event or should I keep streaming? I think first I get the hair out of my eyes and out of the headset because it's getting caught on these things. And then I think we keep streaming. What is having community when I have code? Vulcan theory. Screw you. Let's see. I've already told you I'm not MatPat. And then we'll also say we can do this in the same if statement. Commit atrocities against formatting. And I actually want this to be an and. We need these to both be ands. And additionally, asset or just type dot is none or type value is equal to location second type. And this looks like it will successfully search the bare minimum searching functionality. The absolute bare minimum searching functionality. Like absolute rock bottom searching functionality. There we go. So now our search widget UI should work. Attempting to reference a deleted function in Brane project CPP 60. Ah. This should work, though. Like, if I do results, like, it's an L value. This should work. the last thing in the thing. Call to implicitly deleted copy constructor. Huh? What implicitly deleted copy constructor? Implicitly I'm calling standard move on it. Do I just have to manually go, okay, can I just declare a default okay value? Do I need to do this for option as well? Like, just force it to have a move constructor? It appears the forcing it to have a move constructor was in fact the correct thing to do. I feel like move constructors should be a default thing, but because its copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. Okay. Because its copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. Huh. Is it because I say that the constructor is default? Like, if I make there not be a default constructor, does it suddenly work? No. Why is it even a deleted? Oh, did declaring a move constructor on this make it so that it doesn't have a copy constructor? It did, didn't it? There we go. Maybe that's finally good enough. Seeing a lot of utility in the output logs. It's probably not good enough. Cannot do two template arguments for okay. Serialized data. Oh joy, this is the first thing it tried to compile and it failed. Something so grievous it could actually figure it out. No viable constructor or deduction vibe. Deduction guide available for template arguments of okay. I say okay void, because by default it is okay void. Like this goes to the specialization, right? Yeah. I don't want to have to manually set it everywhere. Why can't we go back to it just working implicitly? Much preferred that. This is just a reference. That should work. That should also work. But also, default constructor for that wouldn't work. Default constructor for that should work. Yep. Deduction guide. If I just do result here, it still can't figure it out. Hmm. I'm not using that anywhere. Expected 1 arguments, but like the default specialization is void. Maybe if I put that there, but that's an error. No viable constructor. Like this should use void by default. I'm even giving it a default value. Still trying to deduce it. Say is copy constructible T, but then this one requires negation of this. That uses this or that. That didn't work. Maybe I just do need to always define it, and I just haven't gotten to... Well, I mean, the thing has gotten... It's been fine with it until I started messing around with the constructors. Oh wait, I removed the default constructor. It doesn't need a default constructor. Oh, like this okay is fine, but this one isn't. Maybe it's only okay voids that need to be explicitly specialized here. That should fix all of those. Just ran a global replace. JSON serializer is still complaining. But that's JSON serializer. Just run the same thing here. Ooh. There you go. There's your void OK types. It can't be deduced because C++ is dumb. Are they getting picked up? Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. I am like seeing door noise and stuff on my mic, even though like oh, it's like a notch down, not on full strength. Okay. It should be very slightly better. Serializer. Could find no overloaded function to convert all the operator types. Ah, result. Overloaded function can convert all the argument types? Could be result. Constant result. Serializer error. No, it wouldn't be that. Can I convert argument 1 from variant OK void to const result type? Wait a second, is this because I removed the result value? Oh, that's because the other constructors were using the constructor I deleted. I'm dumb. Okay, how far did we get? Nowhere. Asset ID cannot deduce template arguments for OK. It's not too much of an inconvenience to add in a template argument every single time. But it is an inconvenience to add it after the fact. And then we're back to that copy assignment operator. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, we got to script asset. And then we got to the error asset ID because script asset is the first one trying to use this serializer. Wait, this is the JSON serializer though. I bet it's both serializer types that use that? I don't know. But like, the equality operator should work fine. Or the assignment operator should work fine. Here. We'll just say asset ID ID equals default. It's the copy assignment operator. And we'll even say that the move constructor works by default. See if that works. Attempting to reference deleted function. Can I set operators to work how they would by default? Like if I say operator that, can I say that as default? Explicitly defaulted copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. Replace default with the... No! Wait, is it because option has a... Yeah. Is copy constructible? This is causing issues, isn't it? Will these still be automatically deleted if they wouldn't work for things? Oh, wait a second. It's not some values that I need to worry about. I feel like that's already happened, to be honest. Undeclared identifier value. throw a logical OR in here. This is same v void end value. Oh, we need logical OR v. I mean, too many template arguments for logical OR. It's a logical OR operation. Oh, it's literally the logical OR, not a metaprogramming OR. Not type. Whichever library type traits. That's what I'm looking for, and we need and. Hey guys, please don't bang on my door. There's oh, here we go. We want conjunction. Boom. Actually, we need OR. So this would be disjunction. Which argument must be a type? Okay, so it's is move constructible. It's not. But V is a type. Type must be a type. Yeah, class T. This was a class V or T, which means we are literally just passing it on. Oh, it wants the result of that to be a class. Okay. That works. And just like that, these should be declared whether this is for a void type or if the underlying type supports those operations. Unless I define... Well, this is option, so it will never be void. So I put in all this effort for nothing. It does make sense to throw these on result, though. Even though result is a template... Did I not make a specialization for it for void? Apparently not. So this will be useful. Yeah. Requires the type is not void. We of course know that this fails. Still very much claiming that we're referencing a deleted function. Let's humor it and actually create that. There is no ambiguity there. Man goes insane while yelling at C++ template specializations. Maybe I just need to do this... Wait a second. That's what I should be doing here. What I'm going to do. Wait. These are mixed. I wanted this one to be the only one that's available if it's copy constructible. I guess it's still finding both of the definitions. And since it's still finding both the definitions, even though one of them explicitly has been told not to use, it still wants to use that. Here's what we're going to do here. Is instead of all of this, we're going to explicitly create specializations of this, where on the main one, we're going to require that our thing is copy constructible. And if it is copy constructible, requires clause differs in template read it. Of course it does. It's supposed to. So can I not define different versions of this? It's not more specialized than the primary template. There we go, it's different now. Be happy. C++ using requires. What was the exact wording of it? It was. Couldn't figure out which override it was, but what's the language the compiler used? Not unclear. Something or other. Not undefined, because it's defined. It was the thing where it can't choose between constructors. In something overrides. I'll just use human language. No, not overrides. Apparently, I can't do entire specializations that require certain things. Ambiguous deduction for template. That was it. No, wait. That's nothing to do with constructors. Never mind. No matching constructor. Constructor. That's what I was looking for. Even though this does have a copy constructor. Hello, welcome to the madness. See, this should work because it is copy constructible, right? Is asset ID copy constructible? Right, this doesn't go in template arguments. This goes here. Attempting to reference deleted function. Oh. That's what it was complaining about, was... Or potentially. Ah, did I accidentally click into the editor? Why is over not working? There we go. Option can't deduce templates for okay. Oh, because there's a serializer here. I feel like this should still work, but guess not. Attempting to reference deleted function. Right now, we're just trying to get it to compile. I'm like very close to having the asset refactor working, I believe. So right now I'm just doing like a Hail Mary, try to get it compiling at all, and then flesh out whatever behavior's missing using the knowledge gained by trying to get it to compile. Because it's been like a week since this branch has compiled. Attempting to reference a deleted function at 67, which is here. Yep. Indeed you do. Oh. In my mind, it will always be the Oculus Quest. To variant none sum. Oh, so this is just like none and sum. Ah. Copy constructible. Yeah, this should work, but it's not. None is fine. It's definitely a problem with some. Attempting to reference deleted function with asset ID protocol. Oh, so this is still a problem with the asset ID. Compiler has generated a variant operator here with that. Something to do with asset ID protocol? And this is inside of script asset of all things that's failing to compile this. Asset ID protocol is this type def over here. Isn't using the thing we're supposed to use nowadays for reasons? They're always the reasons. Okay, it doesn't change the type def or anything in the compiler. Variant. Attempting to reference deleted function. Because a base class invokes a deleted or inaccessible function. Deleted move assignment. Deleted move assignment? How and why would you ever delete a move assignment? Is move assignable Brane asset ID? Is move assignable file asset ID? Like, these aren't erroring, right? But it's this protocol there that's failing. The assert, not these. Exertion failed due to requirement. Okay. Protocol. See, that's fine. But asset ID fails. Incomplete type. Okay, it's just the incomplete type. See, that doesn't fail. Option. Variant. Compiler has generated that operator. But because of base class deleted move. Maybe it's this. Maybe I can just do that, and then it will be fine. I wish move semantics in C++ were just made more sense. That would make things a lot easier. Significantly so. One of those, the more you know, the worse you become at it sort of things. Attempting to reference a deleted operator. Because for some reason, this variant does not have an operator. Assignment operator. Maybe even option. Just static assert that it's always move assignable. And move constructible as well. Bool is not a function or what? How does that cause that issue? I'm excited to see what the error is. If it's different, that is. Term does not evaluate to a function taking 0 arguments in option 16, which is this static assert. Oh. That's why it was complaining about it not being a Boolean. It was a skill issue. Static assertion failed. An option SID protocol. Of SID protocol. So there we go. We finally got it to admit that something must be move assignable and it isn't. But unless I'm wrong, this is a move assignment operator, right? And we do assert that the type that we pass in is a move. Here, let's just check. This is a quest 3. Decided I might as well give it a try as a desktop replacement, because I've been thinking that it probably would do just as well as the AVP, and so far I've been correct. Wait, since I defined this, do I also have to do... explicitly define these? What is your current? That's not my name. But my current speculation... Oh, that was the problem. I needed to manually also define... If I manually define these, I need to manually define these. My current speculation on if reality is a simulation is... it doesn't matter. I would still live my life pretty much the same way. Hey, look at that. I got it to compile something. We're back to cannot deduce template arguments, so... I'm gonna make sure that since I have defined these constructors... That's a template. I don't have to set it as inline. Okay, hacking IRL reality does sound pretty fun. Let's make sure that I set these... is move assignable value. Do 360 cent. See, I feel like IRL's physics engine is significantly more complicated than that. You'd have to find bugs in string theory. Or whatever the theory of everything. Whatever the physics like IRL physics engine is using. You'd have to figure out, reverse engineer that algorithm, and then you could find, hopefully it's, oh, I hope it's not using PhysX. That would be terrifying. Maybe PhysX gets good if you use it on the individual particle scale. In template and instantiation context. A result input serializer reference serializer error. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Quantum mechanics is the would be the physics engine that reality is using. Alright, we have to figure out why results input serializer and serializer error is not move assignable. Maybe it's because I need to add... Wait a second, I didn't set these default. That could cause issues. Let's see if it's still the same error. It probably is. Yeah, it's still the same error. See, if I throw those in there, can it figure it out? Doesn't look like it. See, the problem is I'm trying to return a reference, which means it should be using this specialization here. And we'll see if we even get to the point where that compiles where we want it to. It does not even get to the point where this compiles. You know? What if I just didn't do a specialization here? What problems would that cause? What problems did it solve? Because we still have the same problem. Volt 57. B must be move assignable. I mean, something here isn't move assignable. Be in serialized data. 341. Man, it's not happy about any of this. Not completely convertible to bool or contextually. It is. It is contextually convertible to bool. I explicitly defined an operator for it to do that. It's just because the static assert is failing. But there is literally an operator bool. No viable conversion of return to type input serializer T to result input serializer reference. Oh, there should be. Reference wrapper. Not movable. Reassignment. I do really want to pass references through here, but it looks like references aren't movable. So what we might need to do is, instead of blatantly just always doing move, See, the entire reason that I made these classes was because standard optional didn't support references. Like, that was the entire reason I made these. What if I removed all of that. We just had these two. And we just do... If this one is move constructible, then we do move, and then this one, just if it's copy constructible,